What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Girl, all this Vaseline on my face. Get my face looking greasy, get shit. Anyway, we are here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion season 11. This is reunion part 1. And, you know, they do like a couple of minutes or so, 5 minutes of them doing the behind the scenes of them getting there. It's early. Dennis on the couch sleep. Nene on the phone talking to Marlo, basically commiserating about what happened with the whole thing of the last episode. Kandi had to talk to Andy and was like, basically, y'all tried to make it seem like we was conspiring against Nene, and that wasn't it. Nene, Cynthia and me, we did not know that Kenya was gonna actually show up when she said she was gonna show up. You know, so that's basically it. And then Nene, on the phone with Marlo, basically like Kandi gave me a hug after the whole event, and she lied to my face and all that stuff. And then Cynthia, why you plotting to take down your friend? I feel like it's Cynthia the one that's trying to make the drama between both of us and all this stuff and woo woo woo. And she was just sounding real dumb as shit. You was sounding real dumb as shit and pressed as shit, okay? And she was like, it's like a friend that's jealous of you and all that stuff. Bitch, ain't nobody jealous of you. Ain't nobody jealous of you. You are putting 20 on 10 in my Forest Rock's voice. You are doing way too fucking much on this situation, okay? And that basically was that with the behind the scenes stuff. Even Cynthia was like caught off guard bad and then talking to Andy about it. And I said, Cynthia, you better not cry over this bullshit. This is a bitch that y'all done fell out so many damn times. When you just gonna let that shit go? Let that shit go and let that shit rock, okay? Then the actual, reunion start. And, they just start talking about everybody doing what they doing and how they feeling. And, Porsche was like, is this the petty couch? Is this the petty couch? But, you know, glue for the cast. What glue? Anyway, so they, doing all this stuff, and they get to the part about Porsha and her Eva and cut her hair. They thought Eva was gonna be the one that had birth on the reunion last season. Mind you, remember when Porsha said she might be the one that's gonna be pregnant this season? She spoke that shit into existence. She knew what she was doing. But anyway, so she was like, girl, please, it ain't gonna be me that's gonna give birth this time. But she is like 2 weeks away at this point in time that they was filming this. And then they get into talking about the baby shower and who was there, who wasn't there. And she was like, well, everybody was there. Some girls was there and some girls was there in spirit. Nene and Kandi were not there, but they was like, did they send gifts and stuff? She was like, well, I got Candy's gift. Nene, I haven't gotten her gift. Maybe I missed it. No, you didn't. Did you send a gift? No. And then, they clocked Nene. Nene, and I remember watching this Watch What Happened Last, where she said that she was in Canada filming, and Andy said, but you was at Floyd Mayweather's birthday party that same day as her baby shower out here in LA, but you said that you was in Canada. No, I was in Canada, and I was filming, and you know what? I was going to send a gift. I said, bitch, you weren't finna send shit. You weren't planning on doing stuff. Her energy is just like she ready to come fight because she knows she on some bullshit. I ain't never had to go this hard on Nene like that, but girl, you are on some bullshit. You giving off the energy, that negative energy, and don't expect to not get that shit back. Okay? Ain't nobody plotting against you. People just finally waking up to your crap and not taking it no more. That's basically it. So, just when the reunion getting started, the freaking fish, they had a koi pond out there. He popping up out the water and surprising everybody. But, Nene doubled down on this whole thing, saying that she was in Canada. And she was like, you can ask Goldie over there, talking about Cynthia. I said, bitch, Goldie got a goddamn name. It's... Her attitude is irking me already, y'all, and I don't want to dislike Nene. It's just that I can't stand shit like that. That petty, aggressive, passive aggressive ass shit that she doing. But Cynthia was like, yeah, she telling the truth or something like that. I said, girl, I feel like you just taking up for it. But okay, moving on from that, they start talking about Porsha, her relationship with Dennis and how she found him and all that stuff. She's saying everything's going good. They talked about the ring, how much the ring was. Girl, that's private. I heard that it was $750,000. Well, if you read it, it might be true. It was like, how many carats is that? 13. We doubled up on the last one. I said, bitch, that was some shade. That was some shade. It was cute. And I am loving, I don't care. I'm loving Porsha this season and her so far on this couch. She's funny to me. Dumb funny. But But anyway, moving on from that, they was talking about the gender reveal, the baby shower, what is going on with the mother. She was like, she good. She good. She just kept on saying she good. I was about to say, she needs to find her voice, but what she really needs to do is quiet her voice a little bit up in our relationship. Because, Dennis, that's her little baby boy. That's her boy and all that stuff. You know how mamas feel about their baby boys especially. And, she was getting advice from Kandi about, not, when you try to juggle your relationship, juggle having a kid and all that stuff and working and, not losing yourself and all that shit. And that was cool for her to say that she would give advice from Kandi because somebody had called in or sent what is it? A question asking who would she get advice from, since everybody keep on saying that Kandi can't juggle it all, or she ain't with her kids and all that stuff. And Porsha was like, the only one that I ever see saying that is her daughter, but everybody else keeps saying how much of a good job that Kandi is doing. So Kandi was happy about that and appreciative, and gave her a little bit of advice. They talked about baby names, and is she really gonna call the baby Porsha Jr.? She said, if the baby looks like me, yes. If the baby looks like Dennis, she got another P name that's in that she gonna do. And so that's what it is. They started talking about the gender reveal party and who was there, and Nene, you live down the block from her. Have you been helping her out, checking her out, checking on her and stuff like that? No. I was like, oh, okay. Well, at least you're being honest. And then let me turn this off. But then she was like, you know, she basically, they get into this back and forth about who's been a supportive friend and who hasn't. You want to say I haven't been a supportive friend, so therefore you don't want to support me, but you ain't come to my vegan thing last year. You didn't come to my gender reveal. You didn't come to the you've been acting funny ever since the baby shower. You didn't come to this, you didn't come to that, and I go to your events and I do this and I do that. Oh, so you go to my events. You can ask all the ladies here who think that you've been a supportive friend and all this stuff. And I was just like, both of y'all just doing that tit for tat shit. And that's how we can sum and end that shit up right there. So we get into the whole Eva thing, her being there, her wedding, all that stuff. Calling Eva out. Well, basically, whatever the conversation was previously, they just kept on going back and forth about that. And, they ended that whole thing. Whatever. Just get on Eva because that's what it was. They was talking about even not owning her shade. Okay, do you think that you own your shade or whatever? And she was like, well, now that I see it, yes, I do own some of the shade that I did. But sometimes when they was trying to say that I was shady, I wouldn't look at it as me being shady. So whatever they was looking at me being shady, so I wouldn't call it shade. And they started getting into that. And Nene started getting into it with Eva. What Eva was calling Nene out on her being aggressive, her energy and all this stuff. And, Nene's basically saying that she's not bothered. She's fine and all this stuff. But yet you were coming off and she is setting the tone for the reunion. I will say that. And I guess giving the reunion the drama that it needs or whatever with her attitude and all that stuff. But Eva did call her out. You're being a little bit aggressive. Your energy is off-putting, okay? It's a lot. It's aggressive. And, you're trying to make it seem like you're unbothered, but your attitude is showing differently. Every time somebody says something, they cut the camera. I know it's editing or whatever, but you got a look on your face. You got this. You got to make this. But, they go back and forth about that. And she was like, girl, you want to say some shade. Just be able to dish that shit out when you take, if you can take it, you got to be able to take that shit if you can dish that shit out. So they was just going back and forth at each other on that. Somebody asked the question to Nene, how long you brought Eva to the group, and Nene had the nerve to say that this was Eva's first time being in the reunion. She was there last season. Or, I guess you must be talking about her being there the whole time and not having to go, because was Eva really a peach holder last year, or was she just, they was testing her out? Either way, she was there, but I don't think she was fully there. I can't remember, but y'all tell me in the comments. But either way, they said you brought her into the group, so what is the difference between, was she different from 10 years ago when you knew her? And basically, Nene said she didn't talk that much, okay? She didn't say as much stuff to her. And notice she said to her, basically, The bitch is standing up to your ass. That's basically what it is. Some people act different around certain people that they're around. That's true. That's true. But it is what it is. They asked Eva, do you which group do you think had the most shade? Was it the Real Housewives or the Girls on Top Model? And she was like, of course, the Real Housewives, all that stuff. They did clock her because Nene felt offense about some of the shade that she was throwing to her. The whole issue of her saying at the wedding that it's not all about her. Oh, well, you did the stuff at my bachelorette party. You did the stuff at my wedding. Okay, it didn't affect you. It wasn't about you. It was about a whole other person. Exactly. But yet, you still, it's my event, and Nene still don't understand. You made both of those events about yourself. You brought the mood down a little bit when you come in with this heavy cloud on yourself. If you was going to be, acting like that, you should never showed up. You wanted a pity party. You wanted somebody to throw some sympathy your way, and that's exactly what you did. And, she don't want to admit that stuff, but that's what it was. That's what she's talking about when you was making it all about you, which you were. Okay? Moving on from that, Cynthia said she didn't feel offense to her when she was throwing her little shade. She caught the mother shade. She was like, that's what they say, whatever, RuPaul is mother and all that stuff. So hey, she didn't catch it, she didn't get offended by it. It was fun shade. They started speaking on the whole thing with, oh, what did they start speaking? Giovanna. Did she know Giovanna? She was like, girl, I didn't know that bitch. And then they was like, Nene said, I don't really think she's saying the truth, but it is what it is. She was like, I never knew that girl because I just never knew her. They was like, it's kind of hard to believe when you share a best friend. She was like, first of all, that's not my best friend. We know two people that are mutual. And just because people know other people, that don't mean that they know that other person that they know. So I get where Eva coming, but I can also see that, Eva could be telling a lie too, because she can't own up to some of her shit. She probably wasn't kicking it with the girl. She probably seen the girl around or whatever, but it's a whole ass campus. You mean to tell me Giovanna was popular throughout the whole fucking school? Porsha said, well, in the streets and people that I talked to, they said that she was that bitch. That's what they say. She was that bitch, But, Eva said she was at school and she went through, she was going by a name, Gail or something. I said, well, bitch, you knew that much about her, but okay, Eva, that's what you want to say. What else was said? The whole thing about the black situation, calling Shamia, saying that she's not black with a Q. She was saying that she was disappointed in a way that people was trying to make it seem like she was dealing in colorism, and that is not something that she was doing, and trying to make it seem like Kandi brought that to the attention, and that's when everybody started thinking in that way. They asked Porsha. I was like, why would you ask Porsha? Porsha can't catch shit on the fly like that, and she even said it herself. Well, the shit went over my head, but I ain't getting until Kandi said something about it, And Kandi was like, all I said was that was shady. That was real shady. And she was saying that Shamia was black, not with a Q, meaning that she was not in a girl group. And I was like, when you put it that way, I understand it, but I can also see how other people can take it the different way. Sometimes some people put certain things out there and people automatically start thinking that way or whatever, and they start be like, oh, okay, well, I can see how you come up with that one, and I can see how you come up with that one. So it was just all a misunderstanding. They going back and forth about what was said and what was meant, what was the intention. Just say it was a misunderstanding. You didn't say that. That's not what you meant, and just let it be go. So basically, Kandi was saying she received it a different way. That's basically all that it came down to. Y'all received stuff different ways, and they just kept going back and forth, and Eva just kept putting it out there. I am not talking about dark-skinned people. I love black people and all this stuff. I mean, her baby daddy is a dark-skinned nigga, so I mean, it is what it is. She was like, you would even be considered dark-skinned. She was like, I know. That's why I said this shady as fuck. Okay? What I'm trying to say is the way that you probably interpreted it's not the way that I interpreted. The way that you meant it is not the way that I interpreted, and all this stuff and woo woo woo. I was tired of them talking about it, okay? Eva said what she said. Kandi said that she said what she said. Come to the middle and say, bitch, we both got it wrong at the same time, okay? That's basically what it was. Then they started talking about Kandi and her going through her surrogacy process and if they're still doing it and how her family feels. And basically, she said that they're about to do the transfer soon, actually next week, when they was taping this. And, she's looking forward to that. Andy had called her. They had a conversation. She said, I wasn't finna get up here and cry and all that stuff because, he was like, I didn't tell you that. I was going through my stuff and I was looking at you on the thing and it was something that was said that kind of struck me. And then I was like, oh, Lord, Kandi about to start crying. Here go Porsha. Oh, I said, don't make it no better. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, girl, Kandi finna get up there. I just didn't want to say that. Y'all know I Kandi be, bitch. So basically, what was being said was that she told Kandi told Andy on the phone that I guess now I'm gonna be a baby mama, I guess I'm gonna have me a baby mama. And he was like, you don't need to say that, don't you ever say that. And he was just saying all the good things that surrogacy happens and what it brings, and when you find the right one, how good they could be. And he was telling his experience, and then she was like, it was good talking to him because she don't, in her community, our community, we don't have people like that to talk to, who've been through that struggle, who going through that or whatever. So they, got on the point with that, and they spoke about the whole thing with the lemonade talk, and Mama Joyce calling Todd a lemon and then calling her a lemon, digging herself deeper. It was like, well, we make money out of fucking circumstances and out of adversity and fucking issues and stuff like that. So now he finna make a lemonade. I said, bitch, why we ain't think that shit was gonna happen? Now they finna have their own brand of lemonade at the old lady game. You better fucking do that, Ken. Y'all can't even fucking hate on that. And then they gonna ask Porsha what she feel about the kickback, the Dungeon family, that's a group. What you feel about? See, I wanted to go there, but something told me don't buy no ticket, and I saw exactly why not to buy no ticket. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, moving on from that because I'm not supporting something. Anyway, what's going on with that? The whole dungeon experience, and Porsha said, well, I feel like I deserve something from the kickback. I still deserve a kickback, just laughing and playing and all. And, it was like, it's so glad to see that you and Cynthia consummated your relationship on stage. And, that kind of made me tingle a little bit. That's basically what Andy said. Here goes Shamara made that naturized. I said, girl, hush, hush, hush. We at it. Okay. And it was like, you couldn't really handle Kandi. And it was like, she asked me some questions. What she asked me, was I wet or whatever? And I didn't know what to say. Was I was like, girl, you was wet and you know it. Okay, stop fucking playing. Then they started talking about the Instagram lives, bitch, everything being played out on Instagram and on social media, clickbait and all this stuff, click-worthy stuff. Girl, the first thing that they put up there is, I want to see those shoulders bouncing. I said second verse, bitch. Everybody was laughing. I said, no, they didn't put that up there. But anyway, they did that. They showed Nene in her blog talking about Greg and how he is, and, her putting up stuff and everybody putting up shady posts and all this stuff, calling everybody out on their shit. And then when it gets to Nene and this post about a friend that's untalented, that's insecure and all that stuff. Mind you, she called, the little hashtag with Cynthia and her little man insecure. Like, girl, how was that insecure? Because they got their own little thing going. Because they loving on each other and they in the beginning stages of a fucking new relationship. I feel like that's cute as fuck. That's cute as fuck. Only a miserable person would call that insecure. What does she got to be insecure about? She 50-something years old, bitch, and she living life right about now. That's the stuff that gets me. And that goes to show that if your friend can say some shit like that about you, y'all not really friends, okay? Instead of being supportive, ain't no reason to hate. But anyway, this tweet or whatever, they was trying to figure out who it was. At first people were saying it was Cynthia. She was like, now when it came to, a close friend part, that's when I started thinking maybe. But girl, all this other stuff about not being pretty, because bitch, I'm pretty. Like, look at me. But she was like, it's not for you, okay? And, you really want to call yourself a friend? You're not a close friend. A close friend, you aren't. I said, oh, here we go. Here we go. Truth be told, Nene, these ain't never been your friends. You ain't never been friends with these girls like that. Y'all been co-workers. All of y'all co-workers. That's what it is. So basically, Nene trying to say that they ain't really friends and that she would confront her friends and all that stuff. Porsha and Kandi haven't refollowed each other, and Kandi was saying how it just seems so messy with the unfollowing and following shit that just makes it seem so much bigger than it is, the situation bigger than it is. And you know, they get it on the blogs, and then you got Nene them agreeing, and then right after the reunion, the whole blog story that happened was Nene unfollowing damn near the whole cast or whatever. So I thought that was ironic. But anyway, you know, Porsha, they cool with each other though. It is what it is. She made a joke saying she was thinking about following Kandi, but you know, she didn't. Um, no more Bailey Q. Don't put your name with nothing else Bailey or whatever. Don't overkill that shit like that with Cynthia. Who got the best shoulder bouncing? What did Kandi think about the? They said Shamari did because she had to practice. What did Kandi feel about Mr. Legend and his placement with Shamari? She said that, you know, that she thought the performance was cute or whatever. Then they get into this whole thing about Nene posting about you know, Greg and his attitude, and you know, how she felt about him, and you know, some of the ladies giving their opinions about it, and you know, getting in her feelings. Now let me tell you something. Truth be told, you can be upset, you can feel away, but you can't really feel away when you put something out there on public. You know, you put something out there and now it's public consumption, so therefore that gives people, you know, you're gonna get people's public opinion whether you want it or not. If you didn't want it out there, you don't put it out there. So for people commenting on what she said about Greg, like they said, they just felt like, you know, she's entitled to it, but whatever. She just felt like, you know, that's y'all business, you shouldn't say it. But then again, that's what she want to put out there. That's what she want to put out there. And again, Nene, you can't get up in your feelings when people respond not the way that you want them to respond. But she did say that she did put out a question before that saying, is it normal for people to have a, you know, a spouse going through this stuff, or and for them, or a person going through this stuff to, you know, become very negative and have all these feelings and all this stuff. And they was like, yeah, it's normal. You know, the attitudes and all this stuff and mean and shit like that. Yeah, it's normal. And so, you know, she goes on this whole tirade about opinions. I asked for those opinions, and you can give opinions, but that don't mean I have to do this with this opinion, and I can give my opinion. And I was like, well, why you feel like Porsha asked the question? Well, Cynthia threw a little shot. She was like, you know, Nene put up these quotes in the pink and white. You know, I put up quotes too, but they nice quotes and stuff like that. I was like, oh, what you trying to say? Because I don't follow Nene, so I wouldn't know. But I guess, you know, she was trying to say that they're not nice. They're a little negative or whatever. But either way, Porsha asked the question about why you calling Nene, not Nene, why Nene said that her, Cynthia posting about her relationship is her being insecure. She said, I didn't say posting about the pictures was insecure. It was the hashtag chill that was insecure. Now I'm sitting here trying to feel like, why? And even then when they was asking the question, she can barely answer it. She just said, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. That's my opinion, right? That's just my opinion. It is what it is. You know, okay, I get your opinion, friend. Oh, friend. They go back and forth. It was just stupid. It was just stupid. So I guess next week it's gonna get into the reason why, you know, Cynthia and Nene ain't friends, or Nene don't consider Cynthia a friend. Like, I just could not deal with a person like that. I really couldn't. Y'all, the first part was cute, but we ain't really need it, okay? It ain't even getting too much, you know. But y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.